Okay, welcome everybody to Coffee and Art in the Morning. I'm Dee Dee. It's Monday. This week flew by. So I have lots of things to show and talk about and do projects and whatnot. I do want to work in my Jasmine Beckett Halloween page that I have picked. I have two picked out actually for the month. I want to at least do one, preferably two this month. I don't know if we're going to get to it today. I'm going to try, but I have lots of things to show and tell and talk about, and studio updates and ideas, society idea collecting and everything. So we'll see. If I don't do her work on it today, we'll do it on Wednesday. So I hope everybody had a good weekend and had some creative time. I was telling the girls, and this is a live chat, by the way. So if you're watching this on YouTube, this recording on YouTube, it's a live show with a live, mostly awake chat. And I will be repeating myself. For those of you that sometimes comment that I repeat myself a lot, yes, we all know that. It's because people are coming and going in chat and ask the same questions over and over. So I'm polite and I answer questions. So anyway, yeah. So if you're watching on YouTube, thanks for watching over there, guys. And so yeah, I want to work on Jasmine this week. With not today, Wednesday. So I got my little Halloween goodies out around her. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside for just a minute while we talk about studio updates and whatnot. I have a few things that I bought, and I got some Happy Mail. I think we'll start with the Happy Mail. Let's start with the Happy Mail. So this is from Sharon L. And some of y'all saw a couple of the things that she sent last week. And she sent some hubster some postage money. She sent a beautiful card to me, and I'm not going to read it, but she sent me this card. And Hubster got his own card. That was so sweet. And Sharon, she's always got the post-it notes. So let me show you the one she sent this time. I love this. Look at this. Look at this big coffee. I love this. This will be so cool. I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to decorate these like you would a cup, but I'm going to do it on the post-it notes. Looking sky here. Oh, I hope y'all are safe, Dot. Let me see if I can get this open here. So look, isn't that cool? She always has the coolest post-it notes. I swear she works for 3M, but and she has. And Sharon, if you watch this, message me and let me know if I can show the pictures of your garden on the show. She has the coolest, like, reclaimed garden. She reclaims things and puts them in her garden. It's so cool. I loved her garden, but I forgot to ask her. She showed them to me in message. I forgot to ask her if I could show the pictures. So when she gives me her permission, I'll show you the pictures of her garden. And she does yard art. It's very cool. So another cube and a little cube. And then she said, look, it's Twitter. We got Twitter notes. I love this. And little flowers. And a little hot air balloon. And then this one has little flowers. These are nice because I can put these in Happy Mail. They're easy to send. And look, another one. Maybe for a giveaway. So yeah, I love the post-it notes, but I gotta tell you, this was my favorite. And I showed some of it last week, and but I didn't record it because I just showed it to some of the girls that got a preview. She sent, uh-oh, there went my card. Hang on. Oh, no, okay, that goes with that. She sent the Diva a bag of goodies. Look at this. She sent this to the Diva. Oh my gosh. Look how cute that bag is. Okay, so let me take everything out, show you what she sent. I'll read the letter that she sent to the Diva, because I had to read it to the Diva because she couldn't read it herself, So here's the little She's like sitting in a gondola, a covered gondola. Look at her. She's the diva. This is so cute. Hey, Suzanne. You're mesmerized by the sticky notes? Yeah. Okay, so let me read this to you. To Diva Kitty. I'm sending you a sock rabbit so you can practice with it and help Dee Dee with her rabbit trails. She has a lot of them. I'm also sending you some treats. These were my favorite. Hope you like them. I'm so glad you found a wonderful and loving new home. From Sassy Kitty. Sassy is the name of Sharon's kitty. If y'all remember, I did a portrait of Sassy a while back. Anyway, so that's from Sassy. And she sent these treats. She sent these treats because these treats are her favorites. Hey, Ray. Hail to the diva. Yes, Kimberly. Oh my gosh, that cat, she's a talker. I don't know what to do. I really don't. Anyway, so she sent 2 things of treats. And she had everything wrapped up in a pretty napkins. And these will have to go in. We need to do another page in the napkin journal soon. These would be awesome for the napkin journal. Okay, so this is what she said that she sent to help with the rabbit trails. It's a sock, and I haven't given it to her yet because I wanted to show you guys first. So now that I've shown it to you, I can give it to her. But look, now we're going to take it off the thing here. Let's see. Let me get my scissors. Let's cut this off. Let's make sure there's no pokey things out there. Look at it. It's a sock monkey bunny. Isn't that just the cutest little thing? I know, isn't that so sweet? That's your cat's favorite treats too? I don't know if I bought the Temptation. I bought her some treats. I don't remember the brand name. But anyway, thank you so much, Sharon. Look how adorable is this. I got the little tag there. Let's see if I can get that off. The little, plastic. There it goes. Make sure that, yeah. Before I give it to her, I don't want her to have the plastic bit. Isn't that so sweet? Thank you so much, Sharon. And if Sharon will let me, when either she can message me or I'll ask her if I can show her garden on the show, because it's so adorable. So yeah. Isn't that so cute? Oh, so I can't wait to give this to her. So I go get some coffee, I'll give it to her. So yeah, that was just so sweet of Sassy Kitty to send the diva some treats. And I'll use this in the napkin journal. Isn't that so awesome? Yeah, I'll take this down to her when I go get coffee. See what she does. I don't know if there's catnip in it or not. She probably loved that. Okay, so let me put it somewhere where I don't forget it. All right, so then, hey, McLinda, I love this card. I love this. I'm going to have to put this, I don't know where I'm going to put it, but it needs to go somewhere because that is so the diva. Look at her sitting there. Oh my goodness, I just can't get over that. Okay, so now the project I want to do, which we'll get to shortly after I show you my, oh, and here's my card. I don't lose my card. The project that we're going to do is going to be the first project. If we have time, we'll do the Jasmine color book page for in another part. But I want to do a carved stamp. So part of the idea, the society idea, I pulled out a few. I'm going to pull out some more here, and I'll put a paper here. I want to show y'all how to, oh, that's my eraser. I want to do, let me move my camera up just a tad. um, uh, for the Society Idea collecting segment, I want to show you how to carve an eraser or carve. It can be like this one. See the magic rub? These are the perfect ones. A magic rub is the perfect ones to carve. So I'll show some of the ones that I've carved, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. Okay, so I did get these markers at Michael's. They're permanent markers. I liked them because of the colors. They have different sets of these. It's called Art Minds. I'm thinking it's probably a Michael's brand. Like, kind of like, what's that called? They have their own brand. But anyway, I'm thinking that this might be one of their brands too. And these were only like $5. And I bought them because of the colors. So they're kind of like a Sharpie, but they're dual tip. So they have like a bullet tip here on this end, and then they have the thin, writing tip on the other. And I think they were like $4.99. They were very inexpensive, and they're over in the art department, over there, the same place that these were, like next to my, in the, what do you call it, calligraphy section, and the Sharpie markers and all that. They're over there. Yeah, well, no, it's not, no, there's another brand that Michael's have. They have Recollections, but they have another art something. There's another name. They have another brand too. Recollections is one, Terry, but I'm thinking of the other one. And so I like the colors. I had them written down somewhere, and I cannot find the paper. So I'll quickly just color them out for you. Get a piece of something here. And they have other collections. There's what it's called, Art Minds. But they have Artist Loft. Thank you, Daisy. Artist Loft is the one I was thinking of. And this is called Art Minds. Okay, so I pulled this out of the trash just to show you what the packaging looks like. And they have different sets. They have a primary. They have a couple. I think I saw 3 sets, and they may have more. You found markers. You don't have, Janet? Well, they have more than just these. I like these, like I said, because of the color. Does it have a name for this color set? I don't see a name for this set. But they have like, I saw 3 sets, and they probably have more. But like I said, I don't want to repeat myself, but I like these colors. All right, so let me go ahead and show you what they are here, and I'll move up the camera. Well, maybe I can just zoom in one anyway, because we're going to... And, they're going to be like a Sharpie, so... But I thought that these would be good for, like, getting in tight areas on a page, a color book page. Now, I don't know how long they'll last or anything like that. But I figured for $4, and there's always sales and 20% off your total purchase and whatnot. So there's the colors. I can't get any closer. It really is going to, and it really did get, like, bright with that there. So those are the colors right there. So they're kind of a cool minty colors. So now it is a little fuzzy because I zoomed in. Let's see if we can autofocus it just a little. Where's my thing? Here, hang on. Because I did zoom in. Let's see here. Try to get it a little clearer. So yeah, so I got those. Then let's see what else here. This is what I was told Janet about these. Okay, and I got her one too. So these are over in the Seven Gypsies area. Hope y'all can see. Now let me know if it goes crazy and I'll try to fix it. Because my skin just went weird color. And it's not a sunny day, so. Alright, I gotta move my coffee. And I got to wreck this journal. I got all kinds of things to show here. Let's go back. So, I think I will have to back out to show this because it's big. Hang on, guys. I'm always messing with it because I can't help it. I can't help it. I want it to look as nice as I can physically fix it. Okay, yeah. All right, so it's tissue paper, but it's not tissue paper, Terry. It's rub-ons, and I did not know that. I thought I was buying tissue paper. Here, I thought I was buying tissue paper. This is what the fronts look like, and then that shows everything that's on it in the back. But they're rub-ons, and I did not know that till I got home. I thought I was buying tissue paper, right? I thought I was buying the brown tissue paper with all these vintagey, like clip art books. You know, if you remember clip art, some of us do. And yeah, so I backed out so I can show you. It's one big sheet. I got them on sale for like $3 something because they're 40% off. So I'm guessing they're probably about $6. But I got them for like $3 something anyway. Because I went back a second time. So one time I think I had a 20% off coupon. The second was 25 your total per anyway. So they were like $4 or less for one sheet. But look how much you get on a sheet. You remember clip art, Terry? I know, right? So look at this. I'll try to kind of just go across here. See, you can see on the back. On the back it shows you what the sheet is. Can y'all see it? Look at all the clip art. And none of this is copyrighted. If you have those old clip art books, they're from the 1800s, well, probably 1920s maybe. And if y'all remember back in the rubber stamp days when rubber stamping first came out and, you know, we were all doing mail art and all that, this is where a lot of people got their rubber stamps from. Was from old vintage clip art. And they'd have a vulcanizer and they'd make their own rubber stamps. So yeah, they're over in the there's Tim Holtz and Seven Gypsies is right next to each other at my Michael's. They have a row of it. And it's all this, you know, vintagey looking stuff. They're selling, again, packs of collage stuff, all kinds of, you know, this type of thing. And it was down in the bottom, because look, they come like this. They look just like this. This is what you get with this folded up inside. So it's like, oh, well, what is this? And then you open it up like this, and you see you see this folded up in it. But you don't really, you can't really tell what it is. I just thought it was a sheet of tissue paper that you could cut up, right? Oh, no, they're rub-ons. Oh, so let's go back to I'll show you that. So, like, look at that faucet. I'm trying to get y'all to see the different things that are on it. And I'm going to do one here in just a second, just so you can see. And there's the names on them, because it's in Spanish and French and I don't know what. But anyway, this one is called Build. And right here, this little tag right here is the only place that you'll see the name of it. And then it's like English, Spanish, French, and then right there it says Build. So that's the name. Yeah, it was on a bottom shelf, down with a bunch of collage. I had to dig. When I went back, I had to really dig, because I thought, when I first got the first 3, I thought, well, I must have bought them all. And then I went back and dug and dug and dug, and found 4 more. Well, yeah, 4 more. I got one for Janet. Oh, and by the way, Terry, your book went out Friday morning, and they said it would be there to you today. So you'll probably get your earring. You know which one I mean. The one from Melody. You'll probably get it today, Terry. Okay. Just a heads up. Yes, and the words. Yeah, yeah. Two Eileen's ahead of me. You can use the words here and cut these up too for your art journal. Okay, yeah. Um, okay, so now let me get some scissors here and just cut something out. Because well, here's what made me question. When I opened it up, I said, "Oh my gosh, all the words are printed backwards." You know, it's like my lightning fast mind figured out. I said, "Oh, all the words are printed backwards. I wonder if that's why they were on sale because it was a misprint." They must have been misprinted because all the words are backwards. But no. All right, so let's go ahead and let's just cut out a little bit down here. I don't know why I got these big scissors. I should just get my little cutter bees out. But let's just trim. And what I'll probably do, I'm going to show you the other sets too. What I'm probably going to do, just when I'm sitting watching TV sometime, is I'll probably cut these all out. I won't leave them as sheets. I'll cut down every one of these so they're ready to go and put them like in a little envelope or something where I can flip. Y'all know I like to flip. Where I can flip through and see everything that's in there. So this one's called Build. So let me go ahead and do a rub on of it just so you can see. And then I'll show you the other sets. It's like folding a map though, right? So I just kind of did that. So in my new Beast, which is not a beast like Janet's Beast, but it's, you know, remember a couple weeks ago I got one of these Miguel Rios, the kind that have the graph paper in them. You probably can't see the graph paper. Well, Janet uses this for her planner, and she has it. She calls hers the Beast. And if you've ever seen Janet's book like this, you'd know why. She needs to do a separate video on the Beast for YouTube. So anyway, I've been doing some kind of things in my little mini Beast, but I'm going to just open it up here, and I'm going to put this here. Now I've only done one rub on of these so far. And I found that you really need to kind of hold it and almost like drag across this way rather than rub, because if you rub, this kind of has a tendency to want to do this. You can always tape it down too, but you know, I ain't going to do that. You know, but when you rub it back and forth, it'll do this and kind of mess it up. So you almost just want to hold it on one end and just kind of pull like straight across, so that it just goes flat down. And I'm probably still messing this up because I'm watching chat and shit anyway. So you just rub it like that and you probably do it with your fingernail. I missed this little edge. All right, let's see if I can get the words here. You really want to take your time, and that's true of any rub-on. But they go down pretty good, and you can see through the paper. Let's trust and build together. And then you have a little piece of brown tissue paper. So you see where I didn't finish rubbing off some of the edge. But anyway, so there's what I can't really, it's white paper, guys. Wait, maybe if I put this up here. That might help. Let's see. But it's really crisp. It's really a crisp rub-on. I know. So there's that. So let me show you the other ones. And I put my stickers. These are 3 of my posters, and I print them out as stickers. So I just kind of stacked them up on my mini Beast, if you want to call it that. So there's that. So let me show you the ones I got. So that was called Build. And this is called Pose. And this is the one I got you, Janet. I got you a Pose. See, this is how they come. Like this. And they're just in a plastic, you know, that's it. That's what they look like when you buy them. So this one's yours, Janet. Let me put your name on it so I don't forget to send it. So this is the one I'll show it. I'm going to open them up so you can see them. This one's called Pose, and it's all fashionistas. Look. So I'll just kind of scroll across here. Yes, go check out and see if you have them. Or call your Mikes if it's far. Call them and ask them if they have them and to pull them for you. They're pretty good about it. Most, you know, most Michaels might. I don't know. I can't speak for all Michaels. So just kind of going across. And all the words are backwards, so you're not going to be able to read. I could turn it around and you might be able to see through it. But all the words are backwards. Other things on it for Janet. We'll maybe, I don't know. I just thought this one was kind of cool. I liked all the faces. The reason I thought that she would like this is because she could use these faces in her beast. And decorate her beast with faces. I don't know. That just was my idea. Look at this one. There's Janet right there. So all kinds of just cool fashion, vintage fashion-y things. Let me turn it around and see if you can read any of it through the paper. Yeah, like shabby chic. Dream as if you will live forever. Be superior. Oh, there we go. There we go. There you go. See? She can use it. Oh my gosh. So, yeah. So you can kind of read some of the things that are on there. Let's put on our paint and powder. So, you know, because they're backwards, the words are backwards for when you rub them on. So I thought that was pretty cool. So there's that. Yeah. All right, so there's that. Then the next one was travel. I got two of these, travel. And there's where I cut one off to test. So here's the travel one, and it's called Discover. This one's called Discover. I don't know how many kinds they have. This is all they had at my Michael's. So it's all the vintage images. I know, it's like the old-fashioned clip art. And, you know, like 100 Proof Press. I'm trying to think of some of the old stamp companies. I still have their catalogs. And this is all stuff just like out of the catalogs from the clip art. You know, and I do have a few of their rubber stamps back, you know, from the 90s, late 80s, 90s, when rubber stamping had these kind of designs. And we were doing mail art. Look at the penguins. I'm going to have to look for a flamingo. Ah! What do you know? I'm going to have to send something to Eileen. And there's a giraffe and just, you know, all kinds of animals. And I don't know if they have it. Like, here's Africa, Europe, South America. So they do have some areas of, you know, exploration. So here's all different little clip art animals. Penguins, yeah. The pyramids. So anyway, that one is called, what was that one called? Discover. So that's Discover. Then this one is called Live. Live. What Janet said. Just read the package. Did they have a queen? Did they have a queen one? Probably, Janet. Okay, so this one is Live. Again, all the words are backwards. Just trying to get a... Oh, look at the little fish in the bowl. The little red wagon right there. Bicycle, lots of toys. I don't know if that, is that a CPAC? I don't know what that is. Cat, saddles, and toys, a lot of toys. Okay. Did you find some? Terry? Oh, I don't know what that is. You're posting a Tim Holtz something. I don't know what it is. I can't go look. Thank goodness, probably. Okay, so that one's called Live, and the last one here is called Inspire. Okay, this one's called Inspire. And the covers, see, the covers all look the same. So you have to look at the names and the backs. Because, I was looking at this thinking, well, they're all the same. But they're not. So you have to really look at them. All right, this one's Inspire. Eileen needs one that says play well with others. It wouldn't do any good, Janet. Okay, so this one's Inspire. And see, look, there's a big word art there. So like an old-fashioned school desk chair. Scissors. Look at the stork scissors there. Ink bottle, pen. This one's kind of got like things. It's called Inspire. Typewriter, paint brushes. So yeah, see if your Michaels has them. And now I don't know if they're going to be on sale this week. This is, Monday's a new week. They were on sale as of Saturday. So if they're not, then you'll want to use a coupon. Because I think the regular price is $6.99 maybe for a sheet. But, it's a whole page of rub-ons, which really is, I think, is probably a good deal considering they're rub-ons. I mean, I bought them thinking, for $3, $4 for a sheet, for just a sheet of the pretty tissue paper. But, oh no, they're rub-ons. More ink. Did you find them, Terry, on Amazon? I mean, I see your links, Terry, but I don't know what it's to. So, did you find them? Are they on Amazon? So, I mean, I'd like to know myself if they are on. They're cheaper at Michael's. They're $6.99. Really isn't that bad. Not for rub-ons. It's not. And you can use your 40% off coupon. Okay, so that one's called Inspire. So I think for art journaling, The Beast, or whatever kind of place you like to use that type of thing. Let me put Janice over here. That it's awesome. All right, so let's see now. Where's my next thing where I want to go? Okay, so if y'all saw on Twitter that I got a couple new books over the weekend, and this was one of them. The Rectus Journal Color Edition. Now, I've told y'all before that I think I've had every one of Keri Smith's books at one time or another. Here's all the different ones there are. And I've had them all, and now Cameron owns every one of them. Cameron loves Keri Smith books. I don't think he knows about this one yet, But I'm working in it so furiously, he won't want it now. He'll want his own, right? Oh, I have one other thing I got from Michael's. I'll show you that in a minute. Um, so anyway, this is the color edition. Wreck This Journal, now in color. Hey, Teresa, Crafting Chaos. I found a book with copy-free Victorian image just to copy. Yeah, I've got a ton of old clip art books. Like, here, let me show you. Here's one. Here's one that's probably the closest. This one's probably the closest to what I just showed y'all, and I've cut it all up. It's old, and I've totally deconstructed it. Look, see, it's totally taken apart. But hang on, I feel like a sneeze is coming on. A compilation of more than 5,000 illustration designs, and this is the kind of stuff that we used to get. Rubber stamps look like this. I don't know if I can put my hands right on a. Let's see. Oh, let me just grab a handful. So these are some of my old catalogs from old stamp companies. Let's see, I was looking for 100 Proof Press. Well, here's a flyer from it. Let's see. Fruit Basket, Upset. What are some of the other ones? But here's like, here's one of the flyers. This is one of the flyers out of 100 Proof Press. And they print them in purple and blue and stuff so you couldn't copy them, you know? So you can see they had all kinds of vintage. This is a whole big sheet here. But anyway, so this is back when I actually used this stuff, so it's really deconstructed. But remember I showed y'all, here's the thing, and this section is Studio Update and the Society of Idea Collectors episode 12. So it's going to be kind of like ideas, Studio Update, because there's ideas in this section, and this is our Society of Idea Collectors segment, episode 12. Okay, so if you have any of these old clip art books, use this stuff as inspiration. You don't have to copy it. You know, we've talked about this before. You don't have to copy it exactly. Try to do your own doodle from these, right? Take these old images and just do your own doodle. Like, try to just do a pen and ink drawing without lifting up your pen, and just see what you get, you know, from playing with these. And anyway, so this is what a lot of people back in the you know, vulcanization, that's what they called the machine. It was a Vulcan machine where you could mold rubber based on an image. And I'm not sure exactly how. I used to know how it worked, but I don't remember anymore. It's been 25 years since I really looked into it. But anyway, and they would take these vintage images from old books and things, and they would make rubber stamps out of them. You could, yeah, hey Tracy, Squaw Moon. So anyway, this is one of my old ones. It's not, this one's not too old. I got some that are even older. This one's 1990. And then there was a Dover. Dover. Is it a Dover? No, maybe it's not. I thought it was a Dover, but I don't think it is. Crescent Books by Random House. Anyway, but Dover has tons of them too. So use them for inspiration. If you don't know something, I don't know what to draw today, get one of these, you know, get some clip art out, open it up at random, and just take a pen. Try to do it with a pen just to see if you can do it. Hey, Sonia, good to see you. And try to just draw without lifting, you know, just try to do like a contour drawing or something and play. I mean, there's 5,000 just in this one book, and you don't even have to have the books. They're all, you know, you can get all this stuff online. I'm a book gal. So anyway, clip art, Here are some of the old fruit basket upset. This one was, oh my gosh, look at this. Save this. It could be worth something someday. These are from like this fruit basket upset. Detailed rubber stamps. This one is from hand carved stamps. San Francisco. Please send your hand-carved rubber stamp impressions for exhibit before 1992, before November 1992. So this was probably from 1991. So yeah, let's see. This one was Good Stamps, Stamp Goods. So you can see all these were stamps. So you can kind of see what I'm talking about. This is a stamp catalog, so there are actually stamps of all these. Some Halloween ones. Very, realistic. This was very cool in the 90s. I don't know if y'all were into stamps in the 90s. Stamp Francisco. This was the 92, 93 catalog. Another one, detailed rubber stamps, Holly Berry House. Now, I never got any of these because they were too cute for me, but they kind of remind me now. There's a couple stamp companies out there that have that kind of cute look. I think this might be, and let's see, where's the cover for this? I think that's part of that one. Mars Tokyo Rubber Stamp Company. This one was from, I don't know if I can find a date. But anyway, so you can see, it was very cool to do mail art. You have some of those. I have a few of them, Eileen. The Paper Garden, Clear Snap. This was a 94, 95 calendar, which was our catalog. This was kind of cool because these were more expensive, but their catalog was slick and in color. And see, they were they did the same company that did Color Box, and all the cat eye and the stamps, So anyway, there's a little peruse of that. So the other thing I got at Michael's was on clearance, or they were 50% off. All cling and rubber stamps were on sale 50% off. So this was normally, I think, $5.99. So I got it for like $3. And I know I don't need one of these. I'll probably give it away. But for $3, I had to just pick up the Jane Davenport Faces. And she has 2 or 3 different versions. But anyway, so these are the Jane Davenport, there's my camera, you can see it right there, faces. And like I said, I would not have bought it if it wasn't 50% off. And then I think I had a 20% off your total purchase, including sales, or I don't know. It was a sale. Trying to show anything too exciting for a few minutes. Well, I'm going to show my Wreck This journal. So anyway, there's that. That's the other thing I got at Michael's. All right, so back to Wreck This Journal, the color edition. Let me go ahead and start telling you the books that she's put out, which, like I said, I've had all of them and given them all to Cam. So there's the original Wreck This Journal. There's one called Mess. This is not a book. Pocket Scavenger, and you can find all these on Amazon if you want to peruse them closely. How to Be an Explorer of the World. Finish this book. The Imaginary World of Blank, and you put your name in there. Then Wreck This Journal, it's a different edition. It's a smaller edition. I think it's a pocket edition. This one's called Wander, and I showed it to y'all when I first got it. But again, Cam has it now, and it's not a Wreck This Journal type of book. Like all these are, interactive. This is one that's more. It talks about hobo symbols. I really liked it, about wandering and going through your life, going through and finding things that are meaningful to you. It's really good. But again, I can't show it to you. And then Wreck This Journal in color. And then there's also Everything is Connected. These are postcards. So, yeah. So I'll show you what I've done so far. Now, I do want to finish it probably within a month. This is one of the assignments, was to write on the edge. So you can see I've already started in it. So the first thing it does, it tells you to write your name and contact information. And it says cut 2 holes here for peeking at people. Well, I didn't want just holes in my book, so I just did like this so I could lift them up. So now if I want to just sit there and like look through it, you know, nobody'll know that, will they? Nobody would notice that I was staring at them if I did that. So yeah, so I just cut them so that I can pop them up when I want to. And I haven't done a lot of this stuff. You know, some of this stuff is like take it and get it wet, tear, you know, do a lot of real damage to the book. I haven't done any of the real damage to the book yet. However, when I was coloring summer, I think I was writing my name here. The diva came up and tried to bite it and to carry it off. So there's a few pages that have teeth marks. So I wrote cat bite, and it's on a few, look, there you go. She bit into my book. She was trying to get my attention, bite the book, and try to pull it away from me. So I just wrote cat bite there and cat bite on the back. See right there? That would be good, Janet. Janet said to cut this out, put some eyeballs in there. So, yeah, see, look. Janet. So anyway, there's some things here, you know, that you're supposed to cut this out right here and, you know, do some other things on the covers because the back cover also has a flap out. Oh, here's where I tore some paper out. They have some color sheets in the back for you to use. Some color sheets back here, so I'll show you that in a minute. Okay. So again, like this, you're supposed to cut this postcard out, send it to someone, and have them send it back. But I didn't really want to tear up the cover right now because I'm using it. And I don't want a bunch of, you know, this is annoying as it is. Really. This is annoying when these things pop out when I'm trying to work in it. So I didn't want to cut up the cover yet. Yes, cat wreckage. Exactly, Tracy. So the first thing it told you to do, and I started coloring some of, I've been using my Posca paint pens. Okay, I use my Posca paint pens in it. So any place you see colors with Posca paint pens, it kind of does go through if you're not careful. As long as you don't scrub. Like, see, you can't really see that it didn't go through when I just did that. But a couple places, you know, and you got to let it dry too. So I put a piece of washi tape here because of something. I don't remember. Anyway, so the first thing it does, she gives you little instructions about, you know, you can go to any page, working it in any order. There's no order. You don't have to do it page by page. However, it does say starting here to number all your pages. So I did do that first. I did go through the whole book with my Poscas, and I numbered every page, and I did them all kind of different. I'll just flip so you can first see the pages that I numbered. And I'll do a full flip of it when I'm completely done. So every page has got a little bit different way of numbering. All right, so here's an example. With the white Posca, I didn't let it dry, so the number 148 kind of, see, but that's okay. You don't want it perfect. You do not want this book perfect. Trust me. You will be there. I messed up my numbers right there, so I just lined them out and put the correct numbers. The messier and less attached you are to perfection, the better. You cannot be attached. You cannot be. Do not try to make this perfect. So I did go through. That was the first thing I did. I just sat with my Posca pens and numbered every page. And then I'll show you the few pages. I've done a few pages, not too many, but I'll show you the ones I've done so far. So you see I've done a little bit of different ways to number. Like for instance, this one had a big blue staple or tape these pages. I just like the way it was a red circle, so I put red circles around the numbers. This one has boxes, so I just did different ways to number the pages. Okay. Yeah, yeah. All right, so then I just kind of played with some of this. And I started trying to do, and I'll probably do it more on more of the other instructional pages. Like this says note to the reader. So I went not read. So I started trying to make my own words out of it, with different colors. Here's the important points. Let me just read it. I won't read everything here. But she says it's been 10 years since she did the original Wreck This Journal. And she talks about the stories of people that it's really helped because they used it like as a kind of like a healing journal, writing things and stuff like that. Important point number 2, this wrecking business is much bigger than you think. It translates to more than destroying pages in a book. If you let it, this book is a respite, a retreat, a safe haven, a force of nature, a challenge, a voice, a release, an outlet, a social practice, a friend, a physical experience, a dare, a secret, a tool, a therapy, an explosion. Do you know what page in this journal scares people the most? It's the crack the spine page. So there's a page, there's one instruction that says to break the spine. So I of course did that, and then the important point number 4, she talks about color because she's afraid of color. So that's why she wanted to do this I want to say episode. This what's the word I'm looking for? Not journal, this, there's a word I'm looking for, not episode. But anyway, I don't know why I just slipped my mind. Release all attachment to outcome. So then here's the instructions. Carry this with you everywhere you go. Well, I don't do that. I go around my house, I don't go out much. Follow the instructions on every page. Order is not important. Instructions are open to interpretation. Addition. Thank you, Erin. Yes, this addition. I don't know why the word slipped my mind. Use the color pages at the back of the book to complete some of the prompts. Cut them up. So like I said, in the back, there's, I think it's about 10 maybe pages of color. And I've already torn some out and started using them. I did number them though because I wanted to do the color. I wanted to do the Posca paint pens. So yeah, I numbered the pages. But you see it's got a lot of color sheets back here for you to use. Okay, so I'm going to do this quick. Add your own numbers, and that's what I said. That was the first thing I did. Materials you'll need, and your usual stuff, and including tea and coffee, because you do have to. I'm not going to read every page now. When I finish the book, I'll do a video just on this book, and I'll go through every single page I did. So like crack the spine, and then I just drew some cracks with the white pen. You're up to, it's your interpretation. So I'm just going to kind of flip to the pages. I've done something other than just number the pages. Scribble wildly. So I just started scribbling a little bit because I did that when I was numbering the pages. So I just carried the scribbles up. And I'm going to do more on each page because there's going to be more things you can do. You'll go back, like glue, staple, or tape these pages together. And then you did that, and then you're going to say, well, I want to put something else in there. You're going to rip it apart and get in there. There's a lot of additional things you can add. Mix so many colors that they turn into, and I said, oh, or hey, not. So I just kind of played with it there. This one, I did tear this page out. I did tear it out, crumpled it up, and I washi taped it back in. And then I just took a pen and followed all the crumples. So I just went through all the crumples, and I thought that looked kind of cool. And then on the other side, I did it with white. So I followed all the crumple lines. It kind of reminds me of stained glass, you know, with all the crumples. So yeah, did that. This one you're supposed to make a paper airplane, and you can just, you know, fold one up and stick it on like a runway. I mean, that's what it looks like to me, like a runway. Okay, so let me just keep going to where I've done. Write some thoughts. Write some thoughts. Cover up these thoughts with the color of your choice. So I wrote some thoughts. It said write some thoughts, so I did. I wrote some thoughts. Tie a string in the book and swing it wildly. Let it hit the walls. Well, if I was going to do that, it would be outside. It's not going to be in my art studio. I'm not swinging this book around in my art studio. Just saying. So I'm just going to keep flipping to where places I've worked on. Again, I've numbered all the pages. You like that one? Look, you're supposed to cut this one up and make a paper chain. I haven't got to, you know, I just got this. So I got it at Books A Million. I stuck it in here. It says cover this page using only office supplies. So I put my receipt in here. I stamped the date. I taped in with Scotch tape, just Scotch office tape, some rubber bands, and some Post-it notes. So that's as far as I got. If I get this too thick at the beginning, like with paper clips and, you know, if I glue in a pair of scissors, I'm not going to be able to work in it, right? So I'm keeping it kind of low key and doing the real damage toward the end. Bring this book with you in the shower. I just did some little doodles around the letters for now. Test page. Here's where I tested those my Posca paint pens. Because that's what I was using at the time. So I just put Poscas in here. Here was drip some ink. So I dripped some ink and closed it. And then it looked like a little old lady looking at herself. So I made it a mirror. And I made one sad, one smiley. Got some arrows, some thought bubbles going on. Again, I'll add to it as I go. It's cat approved. Sew this page, and y'all know I hate to sew. I hate to sew. But I went ahead and got out some embroidery floss and a big needle, a big one, so I didn't have to do tiny bits. And sewed the edges and just left the string hanging there. So, and I put a piece of tape, Scotch tape on it so it doesn't come unraveled. But yeah, I don't know. And then glue a random page from a newspaper. So here was a ceremony, a tie ceremony that was in our newspaper. I just, you know, just randomly put that in there. So there's like over 200 pages. I know I sewed. Here it said page of good thoughts. So I just wrote good thoughts in every kind of font that I could. And again, all I did was use just my Posca paint pens. For this, everything you see in here, pretty much, I think, is Posca paint pens. So I just wrote good thoughts. Upside down, right side up. Good thoughts. There's my page of good thoughts. Oh, here's a good one. Ask a friend to do something destructive to this page. Don't look. I think I need to cut this in half, send half to Janet, half to Eileen, and have them send it back. Let the colors run. See, I haven't done a lot of this yet. You know, I just got it, so. Let's see, what else have I done in here. Oh, color outside the lines. So I drew some more lines because all it had was this red circle. So I drew some more lines and just did some color around the edges there. Close your eyes and connect the dots. And I missed that dot, so I drew a little face, a little duck face on there. Because I closed my eyes and did this, but I missed that one. You see it? Okay, this one is roll a dice and find out what color this page will be. Well, I didn't do that page yet, but I did color with the Posca, blue, red, black, and yellow with the Posca, and then I filled this page up with just random numbers with those colors, and then this one I'll do the instruction here. But you have blank pages too, so you got to figure out what you want to do with those. Make drips, haven't done that one yet. Okay, this one was draw with scissors. Cut up color from back of the book. This paper's from the back of the book. So I tore it out and then cut it, and then I just drew some scissors. So I just drew the scissors with the white Posca, and then I have a little cut right here. I just made a little cut like the scissors are cutting that right there. And then there's my page numbers right there. Oops, fell out. I'll just stick that in there. Let's see, what else? Find a way to wear the journal. Oh my gosh. Create a line nonstop. I started, and so I started here and I went to the nonstop. You'll play with me? Okay, there's a couple things, and you have to mail a postcard and a couple things. I might do that. Oh, no, here, I'll send this one to you, Janet. Not just kidding, y'all. I am so teasing Janet. I'm so teasing. But anyway, this is a page for 4-letter words. So this was page 140. So, yeah, I put a 4-letter word. This is page 140. Okay, let's see. Oh, here. Write with a pin in your mouth. Well, I didn't want to stick a pin in my mouth and try to draw, so I drew a little girl with a pin in her mouth. A little Martian. I probably will try to draw the pin in my mouth. Okay, this one was, this one I probably spent more time on than any page in the book. Cut out strips and do a weaving. Well, you know, when I thought of Janet's perfect weaving, I said, no, I'm not going to do that. So I just did a random, like with notebook paper, I left a couple of them loose. And then I got to thinking, what is it called again? Warp and weft? What's it called when you weave? And so I looked it up, and so I did a little chart on the warp and weft. Is that what it is? Warp and weft? Anyway, so I did a little chart of how it works. And then I just wrote some different weaving terms: loom, shuttle, reed, shed, weave, lace, twist, knot, intertwine, braid, plait, and loop. So I just kind of did a whole weaving theme. But this page I spent the most time on, which that's not, I mean, I'd say maybe 10 minutes. That's probably 10 or 15 minutes tops is what I did. I know I'll make some up too. Hey, Patty, I'm in the middle of the original Wreck This Journal. It is fun. And, oh, there's a Facebook. I don't have time for any more groups. You know, I've just picked this up at random. I am dating, you know, I'm trying to, every time that I do something in it that day, I'll take my date stamp and stamp on it that, you know. But anyway, so again, I'm just using, I found that the Posca paint pens, just, you know, they'll go over color paper and everything else. It's weaving disconstructed, very fancy, yeah. And see, I left some kind of, I didn't glue down the edges, so it's interactive weaving. Okay, so here, like, see, I worked on it on the 14th, the 15th, so I just date stamped it, and I kept this in here for a bookmark so I know where to date it. And this was going to be a tough one. Work only with colors you hate. I don't hate any color, so that's going to be tough. Maybe some ugly brown or something, you know. Yeah, I mind mapped it. There you go, Terry. Let's see, what else have I done in here? A stain log. Here's my coffee. Let's see. There you go. I'll put a stain there. I'll remember what that one's for. Figure out a way to attach these pages together. Splatter. Collect dead bugs. See, I don't have a problem with dead bugs and leaves and stuff like that. Float this page. So again, I'll have to tear this out float it, dry it, and put it back in. Because, I mean, I don't want to totally wreck it yet. I don't mind doing the destructive things to it, like, you know, getting the whole book wet or something. But I don't want to have to work in it that way. So it's going to have to be those kind of things are going to have to be toward the end of after doing everything else. Hide this page in your neighbor's yard. Well, that won't be hard to do because they moved. So it's empty. Roll the journal down a hill, turn this book into a shoe. So all kinds of things. See, I've not done any of this stuff yet. Okay, so here was cover this page in tape. So I, of course, use washi tape. So I covered it, and I'll probably do some more on this side. But it said to create some kind of a pattern. So my pattern was color. So I kept yellow, pink, black, white. So I kept those colors. I'm kind of keeping the chat. Okay, so fold this page several times, cut with scissors and unfold. So I folded it up, and then I took my scissors, and you know how you do a paper dolls, right? So I cut out, while it was folded, I can't get it exactly the same anymore, but I cut out, and then the little bits that I cut out, I glued over here. So these are like escaping from here. I really like the way this page came out. So I really like this. This is like probably my favorite page in the book that I've done so far. I really like doing that. Cut slits. Well, all I did right now was just I made some little rectangles with my Posca pen, and then I'm going to cut slits in there. I'll probably put something on the back unless this looks cool. And when I finish this, I just started with the red. Here you're supposed to color all these pie charts in, and I just use red, and that's all I've got so far on that one. See, I have no problem leaving and coming back to a page. No problems with that at all. And then there's all the colors. And then like cut this out and mail this postcard. This is I dragged my journal merit badge. Anyway, like I said, I don't want to cut the whole back off of this until I'm getting close to being done. Oh, and then one of the things was right on the, so I squeezed it and wrote there my inkwell. Right there. So that's as far as I got it. But there's my little Wreck This Journal Color Edition episode. All right. So then the other thing that I wanted to do was talk. Let me look. I have a list here. Let me get my lists over here and what I'm going to do. Okay. So let's see. Show the rub-ons. Show my Sharon mail. Show my Wreck This Journal, do Jasmine Halloween. This is for today's show. Now, I've already done everything except Jasmine, which I don't know if we'll get to today. Hand carve the stamp, so that's what we're going to do next. Okay, so we'll see how much time we have. If we have time, I'm going to work on this for about an hour, and then that will be 11, 12. So we should probably have time to work in Jasmine. We'll see, unless I just get crazy with this. All right. So first off, I did get one of my stamp bins out because I think I have some more of my hand-carved stamps in here. I tried to pull out as many as I could find to show you. And this was the other thing I was going to do in my mini beast, just to show you my hand-carved stamps, is stamp them in here, random pages. This is just my doodles and things that I just... ideas. It's kind of like, this is kind of like my giant post-it notes. So just whatever is going to go in here. Mine is not a dated anything, you know, kind of like that kind of thing, like Janet's. But Janet needs to do a video just on her beast. Maybe, well, I know she's shown it, but I don't know if she has her own video. I mean, just its own. Okay, so I'm going to get, let's see here, which is the best? Probably my archival. Although this does go through pages, but I don't care in this. All right, so I'm going to stamp out the ones that I can find that I can carve. I got a couple of big ones here too. My Hieronymus Bosch, my Gargoyle. There's probably more in here, but I'm going to see which ones I can find. and I'm going to stamp out some of my hand carved stamps, and then I'm going to show you how to carve one. This is the actual carving material that you can buy. However, most of my a lot of my stamps are carved on the magic rub. This stuff, these erasers, the magic rub erasers, are perfect for carving your own stamps. Mini beast. Yeah. These are perfect for carving your own stamps. Now, we've done some stamp shows before, but I don't know that I've ever done one and uploaded it to YouTube. It was probably way before I started uploading. However, that being said, so I'm going to go ahead and ink the ones that I have. I should probably not, I need a flatter surface here to get it nice and juicy. And you really should test them. You should, do a test sheet before you make sure it's really inked up well before you start putting it in something. But this book here is my playbook. So if it doesn't turn out, I'll just have fun doing something else with it. Now, I think this particular ink pad is pretty new, so it should be really juicy. But we shall see. So, the idea behind doing carved stamps today is, I'm going to stand up and put some pressure on this, is what the Society of Idea Collectors homework is for you this week, for those of you that are doing it, homework that is, and you don't have to do it in any kind of order. It's not like this is due next week. I don't mean that. When I say homework, I just mean for your own whenever. You can do it next year. I don't care. But if you don't want to carve a stamp, then find one. Here's my homework. Find an idea stamp that will be your symbol. Now, I've already got a couple that I like. My bees. I have a missing bee. I have my hand-carved bee stamps. These are like my symbols that I use. I mean, I love rabbit trail. I have rabbit ones too, but I love my bee stamps. I have another bee stamp somewhere. I'll have to see if it's in my tub here. But what I want you to do for the homework is either carve one, find a stamp that is very meaningful to you, whatever way you want to do it, to have it as your symbol. Hey, Karen. Something that's your symbol, whether you carve it yourself or if you just buy a stamp. You really wish you would have a stamp, because then you can use it constantly over and over and over. So don't be in a hurry. If you don't have a favorite stamp that really is meaningful to you, then take your time, and when you come across it, you'll know it. It's like in The Wanderer. You'll know something that's meaningful to you, and then buy that stamp and use it all the time. Use it on your correspondence. Use it when you're talking to other society members. Okay, so that's your homework, is find you a stamp or carve you a stamp. I've already got 2 bee stamps that I use. This being one, and I'll show you the other when I find it. Okay, so let me just keep rolling here. The archival ink is permanent, and I don't clean my stamps. I know I'm bad. If it's a non-permanent, and I do want to try to not get too messy on my hands, but let me get a baby wipe. Because what I would love to do, and I don't know if this will work or not, what I would love to do, and I guess you could go ahead and do it now. Everybody in the society should have my address, because I have yours. So if you're in the society, and I should have your address if you don't have mine, get in contact with me, message me on YouTube or email me, and then you can send me your address. And anyway, what I'd like to do is get everybody that's in the society to send me their stamped image with your name maybe on the back or something. And I would like to show all the images and not tell anybody whose they are. Yeah, thank you, Terry. I would love to be able to just show the images and not tell who is image they are. But maybe we should tell the image. I don't know. I haven't decided that yet, because I know it's going to take a while for people just to find, if they don't have their favorite image already, then they're going to need to do that. Okay, the sun's coming out. Let me turn the brightness down just a tad. There we go. Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and I'm just going to turn a page here. See how it kind of ghosted through? All right, let me do my gargoyle here. I have a couple gargoyles. If y'all don't know, gargoyles are not like evil. They're supposed to ward off evil. That's why you see them on churches and cathedrals and stuff. You have an image with your name. Oh, that's fine, Kate. Yeah, your name on it's good. But I'm kind of trying to go for a symbol. You know, I mean, if your name is on the symbol, like, I'm going to try to carve us a light bulb here today just because that's an idea, you know, your typical symbol for an idea. And hi, Kate, by the way. Kate said she sent me happy mail, so I don't know if my postman, if it gets here before I finish streaming, maybe it'll be here. Okay, so these big ones, you really want to take time to, you know, and this isn't a journal, so it's not going to be the best print, but I am going to stand up and push down on it because they're big. And you should do a print, like an off print first, just to get the stamp nice and warmed up. But I'm not doing that because I just want to show y'all the images. So there's the gargoyle. See, I didn't get it all printed out up there. Okay, so there's that one. And this is all hand carved. Where's my baby wipe here? Your name is on the symbol. Oh, well, that's good. That's fine. Tomorrow, Wednesday. Oh, okay. Okay, that's fine. All right, I'll just show it when it gets here. Okay, so now I'm just going to keep moving. There's a little light bulb. This is where my idea for carving the stamp came. Okay, but let me go ahead and, all right. So again, if you don't want to carve your own, then just find one that you like. So here's one of my bee stamps. And it's got, I left the marks on it so that it would, you'd see them. So it looked like in motion. I'll just do a whole page of them here. And this is usually how I clean my stamp. This is usually as clean as they get. I just ghosted off. But so there's a bee. And again, we're getting light. Hang on, let me close my blinds. Sun's starting to come out. I'm going to flash out. I'll zoom in when I start carving. Hey, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, it's a pretty little picture of you on IG. Just saying. Okay, so then let's see what else. I'm just going to show you all the ones that I can find. Okay, here's another gargoyle. The big ones I usually put pad to stamp, and the smaller ones I just do the opposite. And I'm a terrible stamper. Ask Rachel. Okay, let me stand up and put pressure. That's another little gargoyle. Email me. Grab my email right there from Terry Trouble. Okay, so then let's see. What else do I have here? I'll just do a little bit on each page and I can add whatever to it. All right, so here is a pea pod. Let's do a little row of pea pods. You could fill a whole page with your stamp, and color the background. Like if I did this whole page of pea pods, then I could color the background green and leave the stamp black and white. That would look cool. Let's just go ahead and play with that for a minute. Maybe I'll go down this way in between. Hey, Karen, you like the pod? Okay. The lone pod. Okay, so there's some pea pods. I just got different things in here. See, just draw little doodles and stuff. So I'm going to get some blank pages here. All right. Oh, I did my bee. Let's move that. Oh, well, I want to keep that with some other drawer thing. Okay, here's my cupcake. And also, you don't have to do them in black. You could do them in colors. I'll show you an example here in a minute. Okay, so here's my little cupcake. We'll do a little stack of cupcakes. So my cupcake. Make the bug sound. Make the bug sound? The bug sound. You mean brrr? I don't know. You mean on my app? The bug sound on the app? You ordered a box of magic, yeah, magic erasers are the best for little stamps. Magic rub, and you can get a whole box of them. Now, I used to be able to buy a whole box of them, I think 12 in a box for $3. I'm sure they're not that cheap anymore. But, so what you can do is take your water base. Now, again, it's water based, so whatever you do with it afterward, you got to know this will move. But you can take your markers, your kids' Crayola markers, and stamp like that. And you can do different shades of green or, well, whatever color, you know. But these bullet tips are good for this because you can get a wide area. And then let's do a ghost off here so you can have the light one. When you talk about a bug moving, oh, I got to think about how that goes. Brr, brr, brr. I can't think of it right now. I have to have my mech moth Kirby page out to get it right. Okay, then let's see what else I got here. I'm just going to do different pages. I got, now this one inspired, this one was inspired by Paula. These gears. I got a couple ones of gears. So I carved this one based on Paula. So they're all connected, right? So there's a gear. Let's see. Oh, here's just a little ink jar here. So find you some kind of a stamp that's meaningful to you. And most people probably are, most of us probably already have something like that. Something like this, then you can take, I have a pen in here somewhere. Where's my pen? I know I have a pen in here somewhere. There it is. And then you can play with your images. This book for me is just ideas, like quick, like it's like my giant post-it notebook. It's like things that I would put in a post-it note, quick ideas and stuff like that. It's just got a little bit more room. So if I find something I want to cut out and put in here, or and I've got it's kind of like another idea collector. Like we got tons of those. The cost is doubled for so like what is it, like $6-7 for a box of them now? Was it my electric eraser? Electric eraser is what my electric eraser? No, she's talking about a sound I make when I show the mech moth. Something like that. Okay, so all right, let me stop and show this one. This was Lisa Scott, our Lisa, in our group. She doesn't get to be here very often, but a couple, 3-4 years ago maybe, she carved her first stamp out of a big piece of red rubber. And it was her very first time to ever carve. And wait till y'all see what it is if you haven't seen it yet. She carved me, because we used to have a thing about RC Cola and a moon pie. She carved me a moon pie. That was her very first carved stamp. The first time she ever carved anything. I love this stamp. This would be my second stamp symbol if I carved it myself. But anyway, I love my moon pie stamp from Lisa. So there's that. All right, here's my rabbit trail. This one I've had forever. This one for the longest time when I sent out Happy Mail, everybody got this one on there. Because we do a lot of rabbit trails here. So let's see. I'll do it like it's going on a rabbit trail. So this was my stamp that I used on Happy Mail for years. My rabbit trail stamp. Okay, then let's see what else I got here. Here is, I'm trying to keep my fingers fairly clean with my baby wipe. Here's, I carved Shalom, peace. Let's get it going the right way here. I have carved the whole Hebrew alphabet. I didn't pull those out, but I do have the whole Hebrew alphabet carved. But there's Shalom. Okay. Let's see, what else do I have? All right, now I got to dig. All right, so let me put this lid on for just a second. So I can move this over here and dig for a minute. Oh, there went my phone. Come back here, phone. All right, so let's see. These are my stamps. Okay, here's a hand-carved heart, so we'll do that one. What else is in here? Here's a wing. Here's my initials. This is one of the first ones I ever carved. So this little baby's pretty old. This one's pretty old. You carved a stamp from a potato. I know, we used to do that when we were kids. Now they don't give kids. Here's a tea bag. I have a coffee and a tea. I don't know where a coffee is, but here's my tea bag. Here's another. I don't know what this one is. Maybe it's not done. Here's another one, a little ladder symbol. Not finished. So here's, what's this one? Little cat. We'll look at that one. Here's a little faux post-it, faux postage stamp. Even your stamp carving talents are... Oh, thanks. I was looking for this. I was looking for my little mini stamp thing. Here's a whole bunch of my quotes on ink writing. Here's a, what is this one? It was, I started carving a leaf on that side. Not sure what that is. We'll see. Oh, here's another gear. Oh, here's my big music, violin, cello thing. Let's see if I have any more in here. Okay. Couple of unknowns. I think that's all I have in here that I can see. All right, so let me put some of these back in here. This one I want out. My cupcake I want out. I probably want some of these out because I'll probably use them on something. All right, so move my big tub out of the way. All right, let's go back to some blank pages. And we'll stamp these out. Because it gives me, also while I'm doing this, it's giving me a record of them in this book. You can't really see it, it's black on black here. Hey CB, I'm just stamping out some of my hand-carved stamps, and then we're going to carve one. So let's just put this right across the... again, I got to stand up and get some pressure on it because this is a thick, big one. See, it didn't really complete. Let me try it on this side because the book is, I'm at the back of the book and it's not laying, you know, too flat there. So let's go on this side. All right, that's better. But it does kind of look kind of cool sometimes when they're not completely stamped. It just kind of has a cool effect. All right, let's go on to another. Here's my tea. And this one I tried to get really, really thin with, and I think some of my edges kind of tore. Let me go somewhere else in the middle, because that's going to make a flat surface. Probably do a teacup too. Hey Colleen, anybody else I missed? See my edges here? I carved it so thin that they have since torn out. The little carved edge here and the carved edge there. I did it so thin and didn't leave enough material on the outside to so it wouldn't break off. So when that happens, you just take your black pen and you can fill it in. So yeah, because we have lots of girls that like tea, our English ladies. Okay, let's see, what else? This is what I'm going to use to carve today, so let's move that right there. All right, here's another gear. Whoops. So yeah, I didn't get enough pressure right there, but I think y'all can see it. Then I have, this is the one I'm not sure what it is, because on the back side of something else I was starting. So let's see, what is that? Not even sure what this is. Maybe it was a zebra? I'm thinking it was a start of a zebra, but I'm not sure. Okay, let me kind of wipe my hands. So again, if you're just joining us, my idea homework for you this week, episode 12, other than everything else I've shown y'all for ideas, is to find you a stamp. And you know what? I still haven't found my other bee. My big bumblebee. Must be over in the jars over there. I'll look. This is just a little heart. And somehow the magic rub had a flaw in it. It had a little hole right in the middle. Like just a pinhole. So I thought that was kind of cool though. So I left that little, well, not much I could do about it. But there's a little pinhole in that heart. But my big giant bee. Oh, let me look over in this tub here. I have a couple others over here. Places where I'm keeping stamps. My bees always go missing because I use them and then I don't put them back where I'll know where they are the next time. So yeah, I'll have to hunt for my bee. So there, let's see, let me look right here. I'm not sure, but I did come across some more of my blocks and my lettering block to do lettering with. These are in another tub. Okay. All right, let's get a few more here, then we'll carve. All right, this is one of my oldest ones. This is my initials that I carved many, many years ago. I have a whole alphabet of this style as well. I've carved a whole alphabet of that one. They're in baggies full. My alphabets are in baggies. Okay, but I'm kind of wondering what I do with my big giant bee. Okay, here's a little cat. Let's just have a whole little row of black cats. And then they could all have little pumpkins on their heads. I need to carve a pumpkin. Okay, let's see. Here's a little post. Yeah, it's my initials with the word post. And then I think I have these wings. I don't know if this is the one. I have another wing somewhere. But like something like that. So anyway, there's some of my hand carved stamps. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to do one. And there's a couple different ways. I tried to get as much stuff out to prepare. What a mess I have here. I'll be cleaning up for a while. And remember, I'll have to at least excuse myself for a minute when Pubster comes home because we got the roofing people coming. And so he's coming home to deal with them whenever. Okay, let's see. So I just pulled out some. I didn't have any more magic rubs, and besides, I think I'll just use one that's a little bigger, just so it'd probably be easier to see. This is the actual material that you can buy, like at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, over in where you buy the carving tools and all that. The thing about getting something like this is you can carve on both sides, because most people don't carve that deep. You know, as long as you carve deep enough to make the impression, you don't have to carve this thick, right? So that means that both sides can be used to carve on. So you have a double stamp, so to speak. All right, let me see here. We're going to try to zoom in now. It's probably going to get a little pixie, but hopefully, let's see here. Try to make it nice and bright. Okay, so don't ignore the color of my skin because it does weird things when I'm trying to get this right. Okay, let me pull up the old sleeves here. So I've got some. All right, so what I want to do is show you how you can take an image. I did get me a little piece of. You can use tracing paper, tissue paper, just something you can see through because we're going to do two different ways. Let me see. I didn't pick an image. Let's see, where's my big book? Here. So we'll do a couple different ways. I'm going to carve the one I'm going to draw, but I want to show you how you can do others. Now, one of the nice things about doing your design on the rubber, whether it's an eraser or this, is it erases. So let's just say you did a design, you don't like it, you can take an eraser and actually erase your design. Okay? So I am going to draw let me get a thicker pencil though, I think, so that it shows up on camera. What do I do with my thicker pencil? Oh well, I'll just use this. It's not going to show up till I put ink to it, but it'll still. No, you can use a craft knife for for a lot of the big areas. Like if you want to like literally chop away background areas, but you're going to use the speedball carving tool. Now it comes with all kinds of nibs, and this is 2 sets here. But the back here is made to unscrew and to store your nibs in there. But when I'm carving, they clank, clank, clank. You know, if you have them in here, I mean, they're okay to store in here. But then when you're carving, you can, they're clinky, they're clinging around. And I don't like just to leave them sitting on the desk. That's no good. So I just have one of these little, spice things or whatever to keep my nibs in. Okay. And these are really inexpensive. This is plastic. You can get nice, expensive ones, but it works just like an X-Acto knife. Has a screw thing here and you pull the nib out. Okay, it's just like an X-Acto knife. Works the same way. You put it in there and you tighten it up. Make sure it's very, very tight because you don't want to be carving and this come loose. All right? And there's different sizes. So depending on what area you're working on, there's just different, like here's the tiny one. Look how tiny that is. Okay, this is for getting out bigger materials. This is for when you get down to the details, and we'll probably be using both. There's just all different kinds here. You can use this for getting rid of the sides, and I do use an X-Acto knife to like cut away big areas. But the nice thing about these is they're so thick, and here's 2 different sizes right here. Okay, and I also use an X-Acto knife to cut off areas, like just slice off a bit. So, like for instance, here, I'm going to do a light bulb. And the light bulb's not going to be this tall. It'll probably be about like that. So you can just kind of slice in there, and you can snap it, and carve off, cut it off the back. Like that. It's very easy to, it's just like cutting through butter. And that's why the Magic Rub erasers are so nice. It's just the same way. They're very, they're probably made by the same people. I don't know. All right, let's see. I need my baby wipe. Did I throw it away? The pink carving set, yeah, they're fun. I enjoy carving, but I just don't take the time to do it much anymore. So we're going to use this one, but I am going to show you how to do. I'm going to freehand draw mine. So, and you can draw it with whatever, I'm not making it a perfect thing, so I want it kind of off. So I'm going to have like a light bulb here. Something like this for idea collecting. Now, if you want to do like a glow, I really don't want a glow on mine. You know, light, like, what do you call it? I have to make it littler if I do that. Okay, so let me just draw another one on the back, a little bit smaller. If I want the, have room to do the, you know, like it's lit up, something like that. Maybe a little, let's do that there. Okay. Now, you want to make your carving, especially if you're a newbie, don't have things so thin that you're going to have trouble carving around. Because here's the thing about like this, what I'm doing here. Everything that's not black is going to get carved away. So if you get this stuff too thin and try to carve around it, it's going to be a little troublesome. So don't start with that. Start with something, and I'm going to do it with this. Start with something a little bolder. Okay? Now, I can't draw. I can't draw that. Then this is where I'm going to show you what you do. You find you a design, or you can, let's just say you sketch one out. Either way. If you want more detail, like look at this anchor here. Let's just take the, and you got to do this part in pencil, in graphite. So let's just say you want the basic shape of this anchor. Okay, so I'm just going to do a solid anchor. You could do it, you know, as much detail as you want, but just realize that the more detail, the trickier it is to carve. Okay, so I'm just going to do a solid anchor. All right, so there's just a little anchor. Let's say you want to carve an anchor. Y'all follow me? Y'all still with the tour? So what you do is you do it in graphite. Then all you have to do is take your piece of, this is too small. Well, I've already done on that. Let's go here. You take your graphite, turn it upside down. Now if you do lettering, you got to remember to do things. We won't get into lettering, okay? Doing letters. But all you do is take your graphite, turn it upside down, put it on there, and you should be able just to even just rub it with your fingernail. Okay, just rub it with your fingernail. On the graphite, on the back side of the graphite. And you've transferred your design. That's how quick you can transfer your design. Now let's just say you want to do your own. You want to do your own. Well, you don't have to have, let me get something here to, I need something to, so you can see. Okay, so let's just say you want to do the light bulb. Okay, let's say you want to carve that, and you enter your own hand-drawn light bulb rather than a clip art. But whatever you get your design. Do it with graphite on a piece of tracing paper. Turn it over. See, I can get a couple designs on this piece and cut them out later, or separate them later. Okay, and then just take your fingernail, or you can use a bone fold. You can use anything. You know, you're just mashing down the graphite, essentially. And there you've transferred it. So that's all you have to do to transfer. And you do it this way, the letters will be okay. Yeah. It's been a while since I carved my alphabets, so I'd have to think about it. But you want to test it. Test it before you start carving alphabets. Yeah, you can hand draw them. If you hand draw them, you have to do them opposite. If you transfer them, they're already backwards. So I think that's right. So let's say I do a B for an example. Okay, I do a B. If I transfer it down, it's already opposite. So that's all. You don't have to do anything when you do a transfer. But if you're just drawing it, you can't just draw the B. Do you know what I'm saying? If I just drew a B like this and carved it, it would be backwards when you stamped it. But when you do this and transfer it, you've already done the backwards bit. Okay, so anyway, now let's go over here to, I got my small nib and my large one. And what I'm going to do, let's see if I can zoom in here a little more. It's probably going to pixelate some, but there we go. We'll work with it. Okay, so you have to decide if you want a border, if you don't want any edges on it. Like, let me go back to some of the ones. I should have stamped them all in one place so I can find them easy and I gotta flip through. Okay, so for instance, on my big music instrument thing, if I can find it. All right, come on. I cut away all the edges. Why? It's the biggest thing in here. I should be able to find it. Here we go. Ah. It's in there. I saw it. There. I cut away all the excess material. So like, you know, like this was like a rectangle, right? This was like a rectangle, and I cut away everything. So then you have just the edge there. But you can do it like, where's my B? Oh, this isn't going to work. I'm not going to find everything again. I'm not going to find it all again. Okay, so like, okay, like my rabbit. Oops, sorry, I got too close. See how I left like a border? Well, I guess I don't need to pick it up. You can see it. See how I left a border and some of the material around the edge? You can do that. So depending on what you want around it, you can leave some rough edges or you can get rid of all that. See, I could have carved that all down so that it was, that only the rabbit would show. But I wanted it looking at like it was on a little path. Okay. All right. So with my light bulb, I think what I'm going to do, I might leave a bit, let me see, I think I'll just go right up to this edge and maybe do it like this. And I'll show you how you can test it too. Do I want it like that? Okay, we'll try this. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. If you trace the letters like you need to with it. Yeah, that's what I just said. If you trace the letters and then turn them over and rub them onto your material, then they'll be the right side. Yes. Hey, Jean. Okay, so I'm going to start with, I think I will start with, just because, and I need a cutting something. Let me get a cutting mat here underneath. So I'm not cut, because this is just paper on my desk. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut away. If you don't cut all the way through, you can use the other half here, remember? But that's a little trickier on the edges, so you have to kind of practice for yourself. And I just want to cut away, and you want a real sharp X-Acto knife, which I hope mine is. So I'm just going to cut away the edges. But normally, if you're using a eraser, like the Magic Rub, you could just cut all the way through. But I was kind of wanting to save this material so I can have another stamp on the back. So I'm trying not to cut all the way through. Does that make sense? If you have any questions, ask. Okay, so I'm just going to cut away some of the material. It cuts very easy. And also, you know, unless you want to be a professional carver, don't think you got to get this perfect. It's supposed to look handmade. It's supposed to look hand carved. And also, it doesn't have to be neat here. The back, and especially if you're not going to see it, don't worry about getting this so neat. You just want to make sure it's not going to touch when you ink. So it doesn't matter if this is rough and not neat, because you're not going to see it. Okay? And right now I'm just going around the edge. And how you can see, when you get farther along in it, how you can tell how your carving is coming along is you can ink it. And you'll see how far you've come if you haven't carved enough away. So, and I'm not an expert at this, guys. I just kind of play. I'm just trying to get the excess off. And again, it's much easier if you're not concerned about the background. If this was thinner, I would just be cutting this completely off, right? Just cut this completely off. But I'm trying to preserve the thickness of this so I can carve something else on the back. But otherwise, you can just carve it right off. And you really kind of want to try to carve away from yourself, you know, because these are sharp, you know. Let me do a test in chat. Is chat working okay? I want to try to stay in camera here. Are y'all holding your breath? Okay, thanks. All right, so I think I've carved maybe a little bit more off the edge here. And then when you ink it and you see, oh, there's a bit of material right there I don't want there, you'll be able to tell when you ink it what you need to cut away. Okay. All right, so now I've got the excess material off the edges. So now I'm gonna get my carving thing here, and I think I will go ahead and go with the little one here. The smaller one of the two that I pulled out. Let's put it back in here because I don't want to get lost with that, and I don't want the cat to get it. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to start with the middle and work my way out. And the more you carve, and again, guys, it's been a long time since I've really done this, I'm going to follow the edge. I'm going away from me, but I'm going to follow the edge of the black line. What you're trying to do is carve away everything that's not black. And it's going to, you know, take you a bit. And actually inside of this light bulb, I might try to make it kind of scratchy. I might try to make it kind of rough so you see almost like some material. So you see how I'm going right along the black line? I was away when you were showing the carving tools. Are they the same as those used for wood? No, I don't think these. Well, maybe you could use them for wood. Probably. I've done some basswood carving along 20 years ago. I don't remember what I used though. Was it these? Because basswood's real soft. It's like almost as soft as the rubber. But these aren't like tools. I don't know. Maybe you could. I don't know. You'll have to look that up because I don't carve wood other than soft basswood, and I did that for a miniature project or something years, like 20, 25 years ago. So I don't remember. You'll have to look that up. So I'm just going to carve. I'm getting as close to the black line as I can. And just do a little at a time. I don't know. You'll have to look that up. I would think wood carving, unless you're doing like basswood, which you're doing like little miniature, almost like tiny carving, like small as this. Wood carvers are bigger too. They're like this but bigger, and they use hammers and I don't know. The wood carvers that I've seen, their tools are much bigger. But maybe they use these for tiny spaces. I don't know. So I'm just taking my time and carving out. And see, look how little the little shavings are. That's how much you're carving at a time. Not for wood. Wood tools have much thicker nibs. Thanks, Suzanne. Like I said, basswood, which is very, very, very soft, you could maybe do this. But I don't know. I don't remember. It's been too long. And remember, there's no going back. If you cut something out, it's out. And you kind of learn what direction to turn things in as you do it, so that you're like going in directions. So what I try to do is get the initial material out, then I'll stamp it and see where I need to work on more. I kind of wanted this to kind of go around, like if any of it shows, and I might carve too much out and none of it may show. But the more you do, you get more proficient at it. I had something from a Flow magazine, had a little article some years ago, and I think I kept the article, but I'm not sure if I could put my finger on it in my idea notebook. I'm not sure what I filed it under. Am I staying in camera? But I have an article of people that carved stamps. Okay, so then I want a little bit right here. And then another little line right there. And again, the more you do it, the better you get at it. It's like anything else. You'll get much better at it the more you do. And I haven't done this in a while, probably a couple years. Okay, so now I'm going to carefully start at least make the initial line. And I'm not digging in initially. I'm kind of like making almost like a score line. I'm kind of almost making like just a tiniest score line of where I want to start carving, because your tool will start like hanging up in the places that you've carved. So can you kind of see that little score line around the outer edge? Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and do that around each one of these now, at least the sides of them. Let's do the sides first. Of each of the little rays. And again, you can take a long time. Like my gargoyle probably took, I don't know how long it took, I don't remember, but it took a long time to do that gargoyle. So see, I'm making like 2 or 3 passes with each little bit, not just trying to dig down in one deep dig, because you'll be able to control it better. All right. All right, now I'm going to go on the side way right here. And look, this is how much I'm peeling up at once. See how little that little piece is? And this isn't supposed to be like a photorealistic ones like some I've seen. This is just, you know, it is what it is. You know, it's a hand carved little light bulb. Okay, so I did the inside. Now it's going around the outside. Again, I'm kind of making like a score, so I can kind of tell where I want to carve around it. Oh, probably should move my camera down a little. But anyway, so back to the Society Idea Collector's idea with the stamp is if you don't want to carve one, you know, that's fine. But try to find you an image that is meaningful to you to be your symbol. Yes, essence of light bulb. Yeah, there. All right, so now I think I'm going to try to get in between here. And it's just better to take your time. I'm hurrying faster than I would probably normally, but at the same time, I don't want to hurry so much that it doesn't turn out, you know. And once I get initial carved out, I'll stamp it and then see what, because that's when you can tell exactly what you need to fix. So I'm going to just take out, because I already took out the middle of the bulb. Now I'm working on the outside of the bulb. And those little lines, like was in my rabbit, they look kind of cool when you have those little striations, but it's a little tricky sometimes to get it to the edge and have it not break off. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But, you know, to find your own meaningful symbol is just kind of cool. And if you want to send me yours, I'll show them. It doesn't have to be a hand carved. And whenever you send it, it doesn't have to, no due date, so just whenever. Send me either a hand carved or a stamp that's meaningful to you. And I haven't decided if we want to, you know, like say whose they are or just keep it like a secret. I don't know. We'll have to see. Didi, you need a ladybug stamp. I do. I have a ladybug stamp, but it's not a hand-carved one. I would like to carve one. I should do that. That's a good idea, actually, Tracy. I should do a ladybug stamp, carved stamp. I just don't, you know, since, I don't want to say stamping went out, but you know what I mean. Back when the 90s, the early 90s, when everybody was doing mail art, there was a stamp store there were stamp stores all over the place, especially in California. As y'all saw, my catalogs. One little bit right there. I'm afraid to get it too tight because not that, and I might even cut off this edge anyway and just leave the dots. I was going to try to leave like a line glow around, but after I stamp it, if it's not neat enough for me, I'm going to cut off all the excess around it, but I'm going to start with this just to see. And then if I don't like the way the outer line looks, I'll just carve that off and just leave the little marks. A ladybug actually would be pretty easy to carve. Just a nice, flat one. Yeah, see, I think I carved off that edge right there. Well, we'll see. I'll keep going here. How's my time looking? Okay, I got about 40 minutes on this segment. I'm not jarring, digging in. I'm like skimming the surface. And the direction of your lines, the direction of your carving does matter if you're going to leave any background material, because the direction lines are going to show. Hey May, anybody else? Miko, hey Miko, how you doing? We're just doing a little stamp carving for the Society Idea Collectors, talking about your own personal symbology and things that mean something to you. And speaking of symbology, I'm reading Dan Brown's new book. I've read all the other ones. There's lots of symbology and all them. And I don't keep up with all the, sometimes, like, at least the first one years ago when it first came out. The first one, was it 20 years ago? I don't even know how long ago the first one came out. There was a lot of internet hubbub and talking about symbology and all that stuff on websites, and there may still be on the new one. But I'll have to show you the book in a minute, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I found a hidden code already just in the cover. And again, I'm sure it's all out there on the internet, but I haven't looked at it. Haven't gone on the internet to look for all the talk about the symbols and all that stuff, like was out there for the first one, the Da Vinci Code. You just finished it, really liked it. Did you see the cover? Was there a hidden thing to figure out? I don't want to be a spoiler. I mean, I haven't figured it out, but I didn't know if any, hang on, let me get the book. So it's going to be really zoomed in, but here's the book. Okay, Dan Brown, Origin. So when I was reading the inside covers, the, what do you call it, the dust jacket, if you look real close, there's certain letters that are highlighted. See, every now and then there's a highlighted letter. You'll see that. So I wrote them all down, but I think then you have to descramble them. And same for the back. I think you have to unscramble them, but I haven't had time to do all that. But I didn't know if anybody that's read the book figured, solved that. Yeah, that's right. Angels and Demons was the first one. But I didn't read that one first. I read Da Vinci first. But Angels and Demons did come out first. You're right, Jean. Thank you. What did I use for the face stamps? A big sheets of the material. Let me get them back in. What I put on. Hang on, I put them back in the. It's a full-on piece of speedball. It's this size. You can buy pieces this big. I think that's only about $6 for a sheet like this. I think now they're all gray. This one is old. Yeah, you used to, yeah, Jean did too, listen to audiobook. Yeah, the Lost Symbol, did you get the special edition one? With all the history of the symbology in it, in the Lost Symbol? Oh, well, you probably got it on audiobook tempo, kitty. Anyway, I haven't figured it out, so I'm not, and so if anybody knows the secret, don't tell me. Your Michael sells the pink speedball. Okay, yeah, like I said, I haven't bought any of this stuff in a while, guys. This is stuff I've had for a long time. So I don't know what all's out there. I know that this stuff is out there, the gray. I didn't read Angels and Demons first. I read it second, so. Probably best to read them in order. I don't know. I don't know, because they're kind of their own stories. But it's kind of like anything else. It's like all my Martha Grimes mystery, British mysteries. After you've read the first one or maybe two of the first ones, then I don't think it matters so much, because you know the characters. And just because the characters have gone on different adventures, so to speak, that doesn't matter so much. I mean, it's probably always best to read them in order. But do you have to? I guess it's going to depend on the author and their story. Okay, and you don't have to get, you don't have to get too deep here. Dig in to carve very deep. Especially if you want some of the lines to show. Again, I'm gonna stamp this here in a minute, and we'll see what it looks like, and then you'll see how much more you need to carve. I want to kind of get a circle around it. I don't know if I'm going to keep this edge. It may go bye-bye. You think they work well at standalone? I guess I couldn't really compare them right at the moment because I read them so many years ago. Well, the Lost Symbol was a couple years ago. But I got the new one, the special edition one that has all the oversized book with all the, like, the history and stuff, because I love that stuff. I love history, I love symbology, All right, I'm kind of looking to see. I guess I could give it a stamp and see. Okay, so let's go ahead. And you can also take a baby wipe, or really you could run it under water, because that's permanent ink. I think I did that with a permanent ink. Did you do that? Yeah, it's Posca. Okay, I couldn't remember what I drew this with. So, I'm just going to kind of get all the excess crumbs off of it before I dip it in my ink pad. And that's just so you're not getting the crumbs in your ink pad. You know, sometimes I'll just rub it under the sink. Or, you know, run it under the sink. Okay, so let's just let me clean this off into my trash here. All right, so now we're going to stamp and see what it looks like. We'll just use my book here that I've been using. Now let's go in the middle because it'll be easier. All right, so, oh wait, did I finish right there? I don't think I got down here. Hang on, guys. You'll be able to tell as soon as you stamp it what you got what you got left to carve. This is kind of like your test. Okay, this is just your test to see what material has been removed. All right, so I'm going to stamp it. All right, ready? Wait for it. Wait for it. This is the exciting part. And it's just the test, but you'll see. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Bam! See, now I don't like the black outline. The black outline makes it look not a light bulb. So I think I am going to remove the material around the edge. So let's go ahead and do that. So now here's the thing. See, you can see it really easy. Although the ink is still wet, so, you know, you're going to make a mess on your hands if you get your hands in it. All right, but I think I'm going to remove that outer edge. So I'm just going to go in here and just carve it out. I think I probably could do with the bigger. A bigger one. Let's go with this one. I mean, I like the edge, but it doesn't look like a light bulb glow with that on there. So we'll just take that off. And you can see exactly where you're carving now, right? I want to keep that. Let's put it right there. You can see exactly what you're going to carve away now. But still be careful. I might have got too big of a nib thing here. We'll see. And it doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to be gone. But when you stamp it and you can see the black, you can see exactly what you want to remove, right? Let's go this way. Thanks, guys. I just think it'll look more like a light bulb without the outer. That line around it. I'm gonna get my small one for some of that inside stuff there. I'm using this big one to get the outer edge, but I really need the tiny cutter for some of that detail still. But once you ink it, see, you can see exactly what needs to be cut. So it's really cool when you get that first ink and see it, and then you can see exactly what you want to remove. Thomas Edison would be proud. Thanks, Krusty. All right. Now I'm going to get the small one. So again, they just twist out just like an X-Acto knife blade does. Just a twist. I'm going to put the small one back in. But always make sure this is really tight. You don't want it to slip out, just like you wouldn't want an X-Acto knife to slip out. All right, so now I'm going to come in here and do a little cleanup. I haven't read, did I read Deception Play? I know I haven't read Fortress. Yeah, I don't think I read Fortress, Gene. That's probably because he wasn't part of the series, so that's probably why. That's terrible. So now I'm just getting in here with a little bit of detail. And oop, I got a little oopsie there. Gotta make sure my light bulb is round here, as round as I can, well, as round as a hand-carved stamp can be. So I'm just cleaning up, because you can see exactly what you need to remove. But it's still tiny business, and my eyes aren't what they used to be, so. But because it's a sharp black and white, you can see exactly, it's just that initial first carve that you have to kind of take your time and not dig in deep. Just almost score it, right? Yeah, I think it's going to be better without the border too. It's going to look more like a light bulb. But again, you can't put stuff back. Once it's carved out, there's no going back. So it's better to be on the safe side. Carve what you think maybe you might want, and then you can always remove it. And again, then I'll stamp it again, and I'll probably see some more areas I need to clean up. All right, let's try that. Wait, this one right here. But that's your homework if you're in the Society Idea Collectors. Again, homework I say loosely. That doesn't mean it has to be done in a week. When I say homework, I mean like anytime. Anytime you want to do that project. Or that, Now, the very beginning, the first one or two Society Idea Collector episodes where we made lists, we made our binders or books, whatever you're using, that does need to be done, because you won't figure out how to mind map and stuff without the questions, without some lists. So the first couple of 2 or 3 episodes, you really do need to do that. Not to be in the society. Anybody can join our, the society. It's collecting ideas is the oh, but speaking of, if y'all have not seen Mary, the Mary Altier's new, well, it's probably a couple days old now. Maybe she did it last Friday or something. She made a story about a spider, and she kind of sped it up a little when she was painting it. And I think she's only done episode 1. If she's done episode 2, I haven't seen that. But using her mind mapping and our Halloween homework from last week, where where I did the, and I did make stickers out of those, by the way. I did send some out to Button and Melody, some of my stickers. Anyway, she took that project and wrote a story, or is writing a story. Yeah, she is cool, isn't she, Daisy? And it's so cool. It's Sebastian the Spider. And she was telling the story while she was doing it on big scroll. She did use the, doing the idea of using a big scroll paper. And I think I want a little bit of light right here in the center of bulb. Okay, so I think that's good. Let me clean this off again. So y'all go look at her. Oh my gosh, it's so fun. Okay, so now let's get off the excess crumbs. The baby wipe will, should pick up any, absorb any crumbs. All right, so let's go ahead and stamp now and see what we got. It's not bad for an hour here, guys. Right? Oh, see, I can still see some of the material I did not remove. So let's go ahead and stamp it. There's version 1. Here's version 2. Okay. So see where it's messy around the edges there? Now this is just where I excessed the ink. But right there, so I need to come back over here now. I probably could remove a little bit of the corner here. Let's just go ahead and carve, because it probably, now that I've got rid of that edge, it might kind of get in there. So let's just remove a little bit of that. Okay. Going back in here, carving away. All the parts that you don't want, you can just carve away, and you can see them with your inked. And I'll also show you what time is it. Okay, we still got a little bit of time. Yeah, I like it better without the border too, Terry. I was going to show you my Inktober drawings as part of this segment. Which most of y'all seen them on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, but because this is part of the Society Idea Collectors. So I guess we'll do the Jasmine color book page on Wednesday. And maybe Janet will come on a little early. Because like I said, I got Hubster coming home shortly and the roofers are coming. So I really don't want to get too deep into another start of another color book page today. So maybe y'all can talk, unless you already have. You might have already talked Janet into coming in on early. And Jean, are you coming on at 4 still? Don't know that I'll make it, but I'll watch the recording when I go night-night. I watch Jean on my iPad at night. She puts me to sleep. In a good way. I mean that in a good way. Because she usually naps here while the show is live. What did you think about my little doodle of you from a few... Oh, I liked it! Didn't I like it? I'll show it if you want. And I'm probably going to end up going right up to the time we get... If we get cut off here, guys, it says we've been here 2.5 hours. Usually Ustream gives you about 2 hours, 45 to 50 minutes in a segment. And it says, your time's up! I mean, you can make a new video, of course, but... and sometimes it's kind of different. Sometimes it's 2 hours and 45 minutes. So we got about 15 minutes, I'm guessing. So if we end up just getting cut off, though, it's because Ustream just said, that's it. You're going to have to start another video if you want to do some more. Do you want me to show it, Leah? Leah did a little Abby kind of thing. That's really cute. I thought I commented on it. I try, but now here's the thing, guys. If I don't comment, if you don't link, and most of you, like Leah did, if you don't link me, I probably won't see it, especially if it's overnight, because I was spending over an hour every morning trying to go back over my Twitter feed from overnight. So if my name wasn't attached to it, then I didn't see it, because I stopped going back. It was taking way too much time in the morning for me to scroll back to everything that happened overnight on Twitter. So did she say I could show it? I guess she doesn't care if I show it because she put it on Twitter. Bye, dearie. Did y'all see if Janet could stream early? I haven't seen Janet say anything. Be looking for your mail, Terry. She probably already left. Her color book's supposed to be there today, according to the post office. Of course, I haven't tracked it today. I should send her the tracking number. Okay, just trying to get rid of all the whatever I think might get picked up. Okay, so now let's stamp again. Oh, wait. See a little edge right there. We go. Get rid of the excess crumbs. All right, let me shake this off. Janet might be reading. I don't know. Okay, so let's go with version 3 now. Okay, I picked, see, I'm not good at not getting all my edges there, so let's, all right. There, that's pretty good. So you see how you use, now it's a mess. It's a hot mess because my hands are a mess, but you know. And I do see one little area down here under the bulb that could be carved away right along this edge. So I'll try to use this for when I send out society. I mean, it's not my particular symbol, but I think it's good for the Society Idea Collectors mail. I gotta find my large B. That's my main one I like. Okay, there's another little bit right there. So you can see exactly where you need to carve away. Yeah, it turned out pretty good, didn't it? All right, see, every little mark you can see because it's inked. But you know what? I mean, I don't really, I want it to be able to look hand carved. So, all right, let's clean that off and do one more. Get rid of the crumbs here. Okay, so let's do one more down here. Looks good, yeah, okay. But you see how this either needs to be carved away or I need to be careful when I ink it, not to get the ink on the edges. Either way. And I tried not to carve too thick because I kind of wanted to use the back side, see? So I didn't want to carve it down too much. All right, let's see what it looks like now. Do you have a, yes, I do have I have a whole bunch of Mona stamps. Somebody actually sent me a whole bunch of Mona stamps. And I do use them occasionally. Okay, so see right there? This actually could be really thinned off right there. Let me scrape that off right there. Right here, see that right there? I mean, I could just wipe it down before I stamped, but I might as well just carve it off right there. Just get a little off. Okay, so I carved a little bit, shaved it off a little there. All right, let's stamp it one more time. I have a whole bunch of Mona stamps. I should dig those out to show you. I don't know if it was Blondie that sent them to me. I can't remember now. Okay. See, my edges, that's just where I got too much ink. I just don't need to push so hard in my stamp pad. Let me try one more time. See, I really need to not push so hard. All right, let's try that. Hey, Julie Topaz, did I miss you? There. Now I didn't get quite enough ink, but it's a clean stamp. So if I just ink it a little more there, you can see. Let's do one more. Let's try it right over here. Well, actually, it needs a little cushioning, so let's go with a new page. So what do y'all think? Was that kind of fun? So there we go. Let's back out. What do y'all think? Was that kind of fun? That'll be my thumbnail right there. Try placing the stamp design side up. Oh yeah, you mean going this way with the ink? Yeah. That's what I usually do with my larger ones, Jean. You're right, I should probably do that like that. That's what I do with my big ones. So makes you want to carve something. Yeah, there we go. Jean to the rescue. That is better, Jean. Using the pad on top. Yeah. So there's our little society idea collector. And then see, you can write down here if I want. Let's see. Jean's the one that named it. Society Idea Collectors. And you could also carve that if you wanted. There we go. See, you're saying, yeah, okay, let's see, now they'll sell magic rub erasers at Mike's. Yeah, they do. They sell the magic rubs at the office place cheaper. Staples, yeah, than you would probably find them at Mike's. And they're usually in a box. I haven't bought them in years. They last a long time unless you're carving every day, you know. But you can get this material like this. It's thicker. Okay, I think that's my... No, it's not. Who is that? Yeah, maybe it is. Yeah, okay, hang on, guys. All right, you know what? Well, hang on, because that's my guy. Hang on. Roofing guy. Where's my phone? So I'm going to have to call Hubster. Give me a couple minutes, guys. If we get disconnected, that means our time ran up. Otherwise, I wanted to show you one more thing. here way too early. Hubster said, I called them and they said they're not going to be here till 1. And it's only 11:30. So he said, I'll wait 20 minutes. So he's going to wait. Hubster will be here in 20 minutes. I told him to go look around. Go look at the back. Okay. You were biting my lip when I was doing the carving? Oh my gosh. So anyway, I think it looks kind of good. There was something else I was going to show y'all though. Hang on. What was it? Hang on. Do y'all remember what it was? There's so many piles. I kind of like this grid here, but that would probably get distracting on the camera. I like that grid. What was it? Sorry, now I got all distracted. Oh, my Society for Idea, my Inktober. Okay, so let's do that real quick. Let me back way out. So y'all know I'm doing kanji, calligraphy. Yeah, so we got probably about 5 minutes. So I'm doing kanji designs. I got this book showing all kinds of kanji designs for all different things, right? So like this one is, well, let me find something that's like, all right, well here, like soil and earth. So then this one is soil. This one is location. This is a border. This is the ground. This one is a pit or a hole, salt, level, range, so that, you know, so there's all different symbols, calligraphy symbols in kanji. So that's what I've been doing for my Inktober. So I think I have just enough time to scroll through my Inktober. Let me get to them. I got the first 2 are out of order, but after that, I think. So I've just been putting them in my really big sketchbook. All right, so this was day 2. Oh, where's day 1? I think it's behind. So I did a foot. And my plan was, yes, Squaw Moon, yeah. You in? Yeah. Squaw Moon said, can anyone join the Society Idea Collectors? I'm not very uptown. I still pee in the woods. It's about collecting ideas, Squaw Moon. It's about collecting ideas. It's not about living in the woods. We're not going to be, what's the guy's name on Discovery Channel that lives out there in the woods? What's his name? Up there in the Pacific Northwest. Lived out in the woods for 25 years. What is his name? The show's not on anymore. But anyway. So what I planned on doing was doing sketches to go along with my calligraphy. Sadly, I have way too many other things going on. So this only happens occasionally. But I am doing my, let me put this under here, prop it up. I'm still tickled with that. That's funny, Tracy. Okay, so let's see. Then this was day 1. This was the horse. So again, see, I was doing horse. And this is all in ballpoint pen. So what I'm using here is ink, a brush, and a ballpoint pen. Now, the little ballpoint pen areas are hard to see. You can zoom in on the actual, when I post them, you can zoom in and see the tiny detail lines. All the detail lines are done with just a Bic pen or a Inkjoy, a ballpoint pen. They're all done with a ballpoint pen, other than the thick lines. So this was day 3, day 4, and there's the kanji, and then, you know, you want me to add you, Squaw Moon? I'm not going to make you pee in the woods. And then there's the fox. And now the feather, we have like 3 or 4 versions of it because we did some play on a stream. So we did a couple of different plays. But I think this was the final one right here. This was day 6. There's day 7, tree. Day 8 were the colors. That's a symbol for red, that's a symbol for yellow, and that's a symbol for blue. Then there was a bunch of ink bled through, so I skipped a page so that that wouldn't be on the next one. Mountain. And I found Mount Fuji and just did the snow cap part of Mount Fuji because I don't want this. It's all about the symbol, right? Mostly the kanji symbol. So, you know, I'm keeping it very simple. Here is 10, and it was plant, just a plant. That was the symbol for a plant. This one is rain. When I showed it to Hubster, and I told this on Twitter, I showed it to Hubster, he goes, "Oh, nice sperm." I said, "It's rain, honey. It's rain." These are actually in the symbol. These right here, that is part of the symbol. These right here, I added all this as the rain. But this is part of it. Oh my gosh, Prisma. Prisma, that's bad. Okay, this was insect. So I did a little cricket. The girls in chat are hilarious. If you haven't ever made it to a live show. Okay, so that was day 12. 13 was bamboo. So not just plant, but actual bamboo. That's a symbol for bamboo. Wave, that was day 14. And yesterday was 15, which was shell. And there's the symbol right there. I just put a black pearl in it. Keeping it very simple. Very just symbolic like. So that was yesterday's. And here's today's. I haven't done today's yet. So that's my Inktobers. And they're big. They're like 11 by 12. They're very big. So okay, guys, so I think we're about ready to run out of time. Anyway, it's 2 hours and 49 minutes. I know, right, Jean? Okay, so I'm going to go see about the roofer. It takes Hubster a little bit of time to get here, and I'll go see what he has to say and what they're going to do, and are they going to replace part of a roof or what, you know. So I don't know, maybe if y'all have talked Janet into coming on early, because she doesn't usually come on for another hour and 10 minutes. Thank you, Leah. Oh, I was going to show, wait, real quick. Let me go ahead and try to show Leah's little Abby thing she made for me. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Hang on. Before they shut me down here. Okay, where are you, Leah? Where are you? Okay, I'm not finding you right off. Yeah, so we'll have to, oh man, dang it, I changed my Twitter accidentally to night. There we go. Y'all know that you can do night and day, right? On Twitter. I used to love the dark backgrounds on chat rooms, but I can't get used to it on my Twitter. So like, look, like here's, wait, let me try to zoom it. Hang on. Let me do right light. Let's see if I can show you. All right, so this is like your regular Twitter. There's my profile page, but you can turn it to night. And so you can have a dark background with white letters. I don't know if y'all knew you could do that, but I accidentally do it all the time. I click that accidentally all the time. It's a little moon down there. Anyway, I can't find it right off, Leah, so we'll have to do it later, another time, unless you've linked it just like, yeah. Okay, so we will see you later. Y'all try to talk Janet into, I'm shutting off links though, if Janet wants to put a link in and then turn it back off. So thanks guys for being here. I hope y'all enjoyed the Society Idea Collector, some happy mail. I will plan on doing the Jasmine I lost my light. Anyway, we'll plan on doing the jasmine on Wednesday. Okay. And there's a bear going, oh, you girls are crazy. All right, guys. We'll see you later. Bye.